Welcome to Prophetic Vision, dear viewers. Today we will immerse ourselves in the extraordinary life of Padre Pio of Pietrelcina, a Capuchin friar whose spiritual journey was marked by exceptional events and mysteries shrouded in faith. Who really is Padre Pio? Do you know his true story? Stay tuned and participate actively in the comments to discuss the miracles attributed to him and his mystical life. The life of Padre Pio. Padre Pio, born Francesco Forgione, was born on May 25, 1887 in Pietrelcina, Italy. From a young age, he showed a deep connection with spirituality, a premonitory sign of the destiny that would lead him to religious life. At just 5 years old, he expressed the desire to become a friar, a first sign of his divine calling. His journey towards faith led him in 1903 to the novitiate of the Capuchin Friars Minor in Morcone, where he took the name Pio in honor of Pope Pius V. Padre Pio demonstrated extraordinary fervor during his religious formation, and in 1910 he was ordained a priest. His dedication to prayer and penance attracted attention, and in 1918, in San Giovanni Rotondo, his life took an extraordinary turn. Padre Pio experienced stigmatization, manifesting the stigmata of Christ on his hands, feet and side. This event, believed to be a sign of divinity, attracted the attention of believers and skeptics. Do you know the stigmata and their meaning? Padre Pio spent much of his life at the convent of San Giovanni Rotondo, a place that would become a center of pilgrimage and veneration. His religious practice was intense, characterized by hours of prayer and penance. During his life, extraordinary events, such as levitation phenomena and mystical religious visions, were associated with his figure. What impression do you have of the early stages of Padre Pio's life? What aspects of his youth strike you most? Padre Pio's life, however, was not only characterized by mystical manifestations. He was also known for his humility, dedication to the sacrament of confession, and service to those in need. The testimonies tell of a kind man, with a compassionate gaze and a predilection for humility. However, the mystery of the stigmata remained the center of attention, creating a dichotomy between the humble friar and the bearer of divine signs. Padre Pio also faced challenges within the Church. In 1931, the Vatican temporarily ordered Padre Pio not to celebrate the sacraments in public due to investigations into his spiritual conduct. This forced pause raised doubts about his sanctity and led to more in-depth investigations. His faith was tested, but Padre Pio remained steadfast, maintaining his dedication to prayer and service. How do you perceive the coexistence of mystical events and challenges within Padre Pio's life? In conclusion of this first part, we explored Padre Pio's early life, his journey towards faith and the first signs of his connection with the divine. In the next parts, we will delve into the miracles attributed to Padre Pio, the pilgrimages that characterized his fame and the doubts raised by the Church itself. Continue to follow us on Prophetic Vision as we reveal the truth about this fascinating saint. Who really is Padre Pio? Ready to discover the complexity of this fascinating mystic? The miracles, the pilgrimages, and the doubts. Padre Pio quickly became known for his supposed miracles, extraordinary events that the faithful attributed to his divine intercession. People from all over the world went to San Giovanni Rotondo, attracted by the possibility of receiving his spiritual comfort and hoping for supernatural events. Among the most famous stories, the case of Consiglia de Martino stands out. Consiglia de Martino, suffering from a serious brain tumor, claimed to have been miraculously healed through the intercession of Padre Pio. His testimony, together with those of other faithful, contributed to consolidating the fame of the Capuchin friar as a miracle worker. However, this was not the only miracle attributed to Padre Pio. Another case of alleged miraculous healing involved Matteo Pio Colella, a child from San Giovanni Rotondo suffering from a serious eye disease. Matteo's mother claimed that her son's sight was restored after prayers to Padre Pio. These episodes, accompanied by numerous other testimonies, fueled the veneration and belief in the sanctity of Padre Pio. What do you think of the miracles attributed to Padre Pio? Do you perceive them as divine signs or as events that can have natural explanations? Padre Pio's fame spread quickly, and people flocked to San Giovanni Rotondo in massive pilgrimages. His presence and ministry attracted the attention of individuals from every corner of the globe. The convent became a place of hope, where the faithful sought spiritual comfort and the chance to witness supernatural events. However, this fame brought with it a series of questions and doubts, even within the Church. In 1931, the Vatican required Padre Pio to celebrate the sacraments privately due to growing concerns about his spiritual conduct. This period of suspension raised questions about his authenticity and raised doubts about the veracity of the mystical phenomena associated with his name. What do you think of the Church's reactions to Padre Pio's alleged miracles? Do you believe they were justified or due to a lack of understanding? Padre Pio faced the period of suspension with calm and patience, continuing his spiritual commitment and offering his service to the faithful. His faith remained unwavering despite challenges, demonstrating a humility that commanded admiration. The Church, however, undertook in-depth investigations into his life and alleged supernatural manifestations. Over the years, Padre Pio was subjected to medical tests and interventions by the Church, with the aim of discerning between authenticity and possible deception. His very acceptance of mystical phenomena and the fervent devotion of the faithful raised questions about the real nature of these events. The Church, particularly some members within it, expressed skepticism and caution. What do you think of the Church's reaction to Padre Pio's alleged miracles? Do you think the Church was too skeptical or too cautious towards him? Who really is Padre Pio? Dear viewers, we will now address the legacy left by this extraordinary Capuchin friar and seek to answer the deepest questions about his life and his impact on faith. The canonization process and the legacy of Padre Pio. Padre Pio spent his life in San Giovanni Rotondo, continuing his spiritual ministry despite challenges and controversies. Upon his death in 1968, the process that would lead to his beatification and canonization began. In 1999, he was beatified by Pope John Paul II, while in 2002, he was canonized, officially becoming Saint Pio of Pietrelcina. Beatification and canonization are important steps in the official recognition of an individual as a saint in the Catholic Church. However, Padre Pio's path to sainthood was not without obstacles. His life was carefully scrutinized by the Church, which tried to discern between authenticity and possible irregularities. The canonization process requires concrete evidence of at least 2 miracles attributed to the candidate's intercession. In the case of Padre Pio, these miracles were associated with healings considered supernatural. The verification process involved medical tests, witness analysis, and a rigorous evaluation by the Congregation for the Causes of Saints. What do you think of the canonization process? Do you think it is an effective method for discerning holiness, or could it be influenced by external factors? Padre Pio's canonization solidified his position as a saint in the Catholic Church, but his legacy extends far beyond religious boundaries. His figure continues to attract the attention of millions of people around the world, regardless of their spiritual beliefs. Padre Pio's legacy is complex and multifaceted. For many, he is an example of unconditional faith, dedication to service and compassion. However, his life and miracles have also sparked debates and discussions. Doctors, scientists, and even some members within the Church have raised doubts about the supernatural nature of its phenomena. How do you perceive Padre Pio's legacy? Do you see him primarily as an example of faith or as a controversial figure? The figure of Padre Pio has also been the subject of attention from those who do not necessarily share the Catholic faith. His life, characterized by mysticism and miracles, has been a source of interest to scholars of history and sociology. Its impact on the 20th century, a period marked by tensions between tradition and progress, is an important point of reflection. Furthermore, Padre Pio's life continues to generate interest among medical professionals. The stigmata he carried until his death are a unique phenomenon in history and have attracted the attention of experts and scholars seeking rational explanations for this seemingly supernatural event. What do you think of the interest on the part of scholars and doctors towards Padre Pio? Do you think science can offer explanations for stigmata? In conclusion, Padre Pio's life is an intricate story of faith, miracles, and doubts. His canonization represents official recognition by the Church, but his legacy is complex and the subject of debate. Whether you are a believer or a skeptic, the story of Padre Pio invites you to reflect on the nature of faith, its intersection with reason, and the lasting impact that such an enigmatic figure can have on our understanding of the divine. Numerous prophecies are also attributed to him, such as the 3 Days of Darkness, which you can find in our channel, and others which are based more than anything else on devotion to God to avoid being corrupted by temptations and dangers if one does not lead a virtuous, humble and devout life. Thank you for joining us on this journey to discover Padre Pio on Prophetic Vision. If this story has piqued your interest and you would like to continue exploring the nuances of beliefs, we warmly invite you to subscribe to our channel. Click the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode, and join us. Your support is critical to the growth of our community, and we look forward to sharing many more inspiring stories with you. Thanks again, and see you soon on Prophetic Vision.